Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. Thank you all so much for being here. You know, without you, there is no reason for me to be here. So I appreciate you for partaking in my journey. And I'm sending you love always and healing. And, we always want to thank God, right, for the opportunity to be within His Spirit, right, to share and appreciate each other. So thank you, God. And I'm going to begin by reading out of the Bible. Again, the Bible is a way to cleanse the area. As soon as one starts reading out of it, and it's from the heart, that automatically brings God with us. Okay, so I'm going to read Luke 8:26 to Luke 8:39. And the section is called The Healing of a Demon-Possessed Man. They sailed to the region of the Gerasenes, which is across the lake from Galilee. When Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a demon-possessed man from the town. For a long time this man had not worn clothes or lived in a house, but had lived in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell to his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High? I beg you, do not torture me." For Jesus had commanded the evil spirit to come out of the man. Many times it had seized him, and though he was chained hand and foot and kept under guard, he had broken his chains and had been driven by the demon into solitary places. Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "Legion," he replied, because many demons had gone into him, and they begged him repeatedly not to order them to go into the abyss. A large herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside. The demons begged Jesus to let them go into them, and he gave them permission. When the demons came out of the man, they went into the pigs, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and was drowned. When those tending the pigs saw what happened, they ran off and reported this in town and countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone out, sitting at Jesus' feet, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people how the demon-possessed man had been cured. Then all the people of the region of the Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them, because they were overcome with fear. So he got into his boat and left. The man from whom the demons had gone out begged to go with him, but Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return home and tell how much God has done for you." So the man went away and told all over town how much Jesus had done for him. I remember reading that parable when my grandmother was alive, and it's really such a crazy story. But if you believe in God, you have to believe that there's evil, right? God is good. See, if you believe in God, you have to know that evil is all around us. And it's our journey to rise above that. It's our journey to pretty much set the record straight as we go. We cannot leave things undone. We have to speak the words on behalf of Jesus, on behalf of God. And as a child of God, you have that authority. You don't have to be a priest. You don't have to be a pastor. It's the power that's in with you that God has bestowed that gives you the authority to stand in the truth of the Lord. So also, I'd like to thank everybody who's making comments and who's liking, because it really inspires me. It like really pumps me up. It makes the day go by in such a sweeter way. So thank you so much. So we're going to begin with Your Sole Purpose. And today we pulled the first responder, sodalite. And the affirmations: I am physically fit and have great endurance. I am mental clear and emotionally confident. I easily deal with challenging situations. Okay, so that's under protection. Are you often the first person to respond and take action when an emergency arises and when someone needs immediate help? The life path of emergency personnel, firefighters, lifeguards, police officers, who also fall within the justice archetype, and triad workers includes anyone who is trained to provide emergency assistance in the case of an accident, natural disaster, or terrorist attack. When the first responder and sodalite card shows up, stop and think about which situations in your life need immediate attention. Sodalite is an excellent ally for such situations because it is the stone of good faith, athletics, and safety. Use sodalite to relieve stress and bring calm to extreme situations so that you are better able to deal with any situation in a cool, calm, and collected manner. The deep blue energy of the stone calms all types of inflamed situations. When this card pays a visit, it may be a time to call for professional assistance instead of handling it all by yourself. Let it be a reminder to be prepared and have what you need on hand in your home, your office, and your car in case of an emergency. Needs range from having cash on hand, medical supplies, and extra water, to having access to electricity in the event of a sudden disaster. First responders are also physically fit and athletic. Pulling this card can be a sign that it is time to get your house in order, as well as your physical body trained for optimal health and endurance. Okay, so just to let you all know, when I lived in Hawaii, I joined the UFC gym there, and I had my own routine, and I got all my exercises that I wanted in within an hour. So I was doing basically the weights, the pulley ones, and then I do the aerobics section. I had like 15 minutes of aerobics at the end, but my leg presses were 360 pounds, so I weigh about 140, and to push 360 pounds and only being like 5'2", 5'3" is really extreme. And I think I was about 56 or 57. So my journey also is to get back into the gym. And and start building myself up again. A strong body gives you a strong mind, gives you a strong soul, because they all work together. So next, I pulled 2 cards from the native spirit. And the first one is ancestors. Wisdom and blossoming. Even if there are unsettling situations in your life, there's a reason for it, and much good will occur as a result. Your ancestors are sending you incredible support to fulfill your dreams. Be aware of the coincidences, signs, and synchronicities around you. Watch for messages from your forebears. No matter what's occurring on the surface of your life, your prayers are being answered in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. Your native spirit wants you to know there's wisdom that dwells deep within yourselves. That's a spiritual bequest from your ancestors. This wisdom has come not only from your forebears' joyous, carefree times, it has also bloomed from their failures, deflated dreams, and seemingly wrong turns in life. Part of their message to you is to cherish every experience, for all of it will deepen your wisdom, compassion, and understanding, as it did theirs. Also know that there's an innate wisdom within you, always. It's simply a matter of turning within in order to access it. Native people always call on their ancestors for support. To ask for their help is to walk the native path. Sometimes you may be focused on what's outside you that you forget that wisdom is available to you from the spirit of your ancestors. Be willing to ask, for they want to support you. The journey, imagine that you're traveling back in time to communicate and connect with gathering of your ancestors. On this meditation journey, there might be 1 or 2 particular forebears who seem to reach out to you. At different times in your life, different predecessors will be sending you support. Give thanks for their support. The more gratitude you have for their help, the more they send you blessings and guidance. And if you haven't gone through the awakening yet, because before you actually are activated, and you still will see signs, but you're not recognizing it. Once you become fully aware, your third eye's open and your intuition's right on point, you'll realize that these are your ancestors, it's your spirit guides, it's your archangels, it's God, it's Jesus. You know, God is the Most High, and God has many names. So I just want to put it out there that other people have different names for God. I believe in my heart that if it has to do with love, it must be God. Okay? God is love and love is God. The next card we have is Ancient Forest. Your roots go deep. Incredible, radiant, healing strength is available to you and grows within you. Do not doubt your abilities. You're so much more than you can possibly imagine. There's immense, unseen, but very real support around you. You are loved and cherished. You are grounded, stable, and strong as your spirit reaches high into the heavens. Your native spirit wants you to know, throughout the world, those in indigenous cultures revere what are called the tree people. The powerful life force of trees can bring healing, strengthening, and grounding energies. The kind of tree might vary from culture to culture, but the reverence and gratitude for its beneficial energies are the same. The ancient forest is alive with nature spirits. Additionally, each tree has an individual spirit, especially powerful and resilient. The forest can survive the harshest conditions because of the mutual support of the spirit of the entire forest. Your greatest strength is silent and deep. It doesn't need a show of force. It just is. Inner power is found through contemplation, reflection, and meditation. Sometimes it comes from times of growth and change. Other times it springs from surviving and conquering painful situations. The journey, adopt a tree. It can be one in your yard or one in a nearby park or wilderness area. Talk to the tree, touch its bark, give thanks, and by doing so you create an energy connection that will continue to nurture you no matter how far away you are from your adopted tree. Okay, let's see. Next, we have Psychic Tarot. And our first card is Movement, Choices, Decisions. Okay, and that's a 2. This card indicates a time of movement. Significant changes and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle all the demands that are in front of you, whether they concern money, business, decisions, or other projects. It's important to stay flexible and focused. You do not have to do it alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may present itself to you. The more time you take to make these vital decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move toward your goals. In the physical material world, the changes that are emerging aren't some random acts or coincidences. They are all part of a positive and larger scheme. Notice the connections with everything, as this will enable you to avoid future problems and conflicts. Okay. Oops. So I'm on my first cup of coffee. It's a little bit after 6 a.m. Pacific time. Our next card is Material Harvest. So maybe some choices have been made, and you go from a 2 to the 9 in the same spread, okay? Or maybe you're looking at, well, I have all these choices. Which one is going to bring me material harvest? There's nothing wrong with wanting material harvest. The problem comes when you stop thanking God for everything that you have. The problem comes from saying, I did all this and I did it on my own. You have to be thanking God, and you cannot turn away from God. You just can't. Once you see, you cannot unsee. So you can't turn away from God. You can't stop giving Him thanks. You have to share your story with the world of how God blessed you. Just like in the parable about the guy who had a legion of demons within him. Jesus said, go tell people about it. Tell them what God did for you. Okay, so let me read the section for you. One of the laws of the universe is what you sow, you reap. This card states that this is your time to reap the harvest you've worked for and so rightly deserve. The last physical card denotes self-mastery, self-sufficiency, independence, security, and the art of enjoying what you strive for. You've done the hard work, learned the lessons along the way, and used them to prosper in all areas of your life. The number 9 also means endings. Not that good fortune necessarily stops, but do honor yourself as you finish up or celebrate the completion of projects. This would be the perfect time to look ahead and use the wisdom you've gained to think about what else you have to achieve. Consider smart investments and ponder ideas that show profitable potential. Congratulations on your success. You've earned it. Okay? So yeah, you can celebrate yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me see. There's something I wanted to say, but kind of slipped my mind now. Okay, our next card is disconnect and boredom. Okay, so maybe you know that you could be actually here, or this could be your past, or it could be your future, depending upon who you are and what your situation is. But somewhere along the line, you have this disconnect and boredom. Maybe you haven't been able to choose. Maybe what you chose got you to this place. And you're realizing that you gotta make better choices so you can reach this material harvest. So this is past, all of them are past, present, or future, or has nothing to do with your situation. So it's kind of vague, but I just wanted to explain that because I've been studying tarot for about 6 years, and I've finally learned how to decipher some of the readings, right? Because that's how you get your training, is from doing your own studies and watching videos and making your own determinations. This card signifies a time when you may experience stagnation, discontent, and boredom, feelings of restlessness and impatience surround you. A relationship, project, or situation isn't moving forward fast enough and could be draining you emotionally and energetically. You're longing for a change, and although one door may be closing, do not focus all your energy on that, as opportunity will soon knock. A window or another door could quickly open, and if your attention and awareness isn't focused, you could easily miss it. Watch for synchronistic events that bring books, speakers, workshops, and new people into your life. Any of these could possibly hold a message for you. Have faith in divine timing and know that everything changes for a reason. This card acts as a reminder that it's a perfect time to re-evaluate and search within your heart and soul for fresh insights. Okay. Okay, so, sometimes things happen in life and you sort of have regrets that you really need to let go and learn from it and just advance. And I say that because, at my age, I'm at the last half of my life, or the last quarter of my life. Had I learned this, had I had this available to me, like had I pursued it years ago, I could have instilled all of this to my daughter, So that's like a pitfall, but I know that I've shared things with her that were meaningful regarding life and that she remembered. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my grandma who who had me read the Bible, who had me, she told me all these little parables, these little lessons in life that as I was going through it, a situation or two, we all go through situations, right? But I would recall the things that my grandma said. Okay, so the next one is the Major Arcana. It's a 12, and it's sacrifice. Powerful achievements are usually born as a result of great sacrifice. This card represents self-sacrifice and a time when you should look around your life to see what needs to be released. By surrendering and letting go, there will be more room to receive. The rewards for this are transformation, wisdom, gratitude, and enlightenment. This card signifies that there is a situation happening or about to occur in your life and you can't control the outcome. This would be a good moment to pause, rest, have patience, reflect, and meditate. It would be wise to stand back so you can learn to look at events with a more understanding, intuitive eye. Try to view people, issues, and problems from a different perspective. If you can achieve this, it will have a profound effect on your soul and your life. The sacrifice card can also symbolize a period of transition and change. The solutions you may seek may be slow coming in, for it could be necessary to live into the answers. Accept the things that you cannot control. Then heal and leave the past behind. Move forward. Your future is waiting for you, and new doors opening, and the paths are being shown to you. And this is considered the Hangman. Next, we have the waiting game. And that is a 2. Let's see. This card indicates that you've worked hard to set things in motion in certain areas of your life, and you're now waiting for the results to come to fruition. The number 2 is all about choice and decision. In the past, you may have been afraid of making decisions or choices, but now you are no longer held prisoner by this fear and the constraints of old beliefs. Expect the best and be open to the limitless power of your intuition, which is presently very strong. Trust and use it to assist you. Achievement and success are assured, but once obtained, do not let it change you. Remember who you are, the effort that it took to get you to this point, and the gratitude you need to show to the people who helped you. Stay on your spiritual path, for it will continue to guide you on the journey of your soul. So the one thing about waiting, I can tell you, is you learn how to be patient. You learn. I've always been one of those that I want it when I want it kind of thing. And, like if I didn't have the money or the funds, I wouldn't do it. And that's like purchasing something. But when I was making the move from Hawaii to here to California, I was in a waiting period, which was a whole extra year in Hawaii, which I'm really grateful for. But at the same time, I was anxious to get life going in California. And so I had to learn what to do when I was feeling impatient. So that's when I started my exercise programs. And although I had quit the UFC gym, I was still, I'd go to the park and do my exercises there. And, I just made the best of it. So when you make the best of your time during a stagnant or waiting period, when you are busy and you are doing something that you enjoy, that breaks up the monotony. It just makes you feel so much better. And then, you know, you start building your foundation, right? Of who you are, who you want to be, where you're going, what you're doing. Are the things that I'm doing in alignment with what's best for me? You know, whatever, everybody thinks a little different, right? Whatever it is that makes you feel better during a stagnant period will take away the worry and the stress, basically, of like, when is it going to happen? Let's see. This card denotes that you have already or are currently working towards establishing a solid foundation in the material world. Using good judgment and heeding lessons from the past concerning financial matters will assist you in laying a firm groundwork. By doing so, security will have a better chance of building in the future. The material power that's now around you can either be an advantage or disadvantage, depending on how you respond to it. Do not let your current position determine who you are. Remember to give back and prime the pump of prosperity, for true spiritual and material wealth is as much about giving as it is receiving. Seek proper investment advice and realize that you don't have to hold on to your possessions too tightly. Just be flexible and allow things to continue to flow. See, we're 31 minutes in. Well, it's going to be a beautiful day today. There's not a cloud in the sky. And Guadalupe Beach just opened up actually about a month or two. And I just got word of it this past week. Okay, so I'm kind of anxious to go down there. Next, we have the third eye chakra. The color is indigo, the sound is Om, the element is light, the gland is pituitary. Keywords, I see. This is the most often talked about of all the chakras. The clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center, found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose. It works closely with the throat and crown chakras and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To balance the third eye chakra, I recommend that you practice walking, meditations, breathwork, yoga, tai chi, visualizations, and color therapy. Do not just focus on this one chakra as part of your development, as it is important to remember that they should all be in balance in order to work in unison and harmony. So I just want to say, when you have an inkling about someone, trust it. And, you know, your intuition will tell you. So, a situation is, my brother Michael, God bless his soul, he's passed away now, but when we were small kids, we lived on the other side of town here in Guadalupe, and I was going to Main Street School, and that was first and second grade. And so my time frame for my whole life is where I lived. These things happened at this house, kind of thing. And my brother, he would talk about the third eye, and he would talk about that Marcia was the chosen one. Well, you know, being 6 or 7, you know, what the heck is the chosen one? And I actually had forgotten it all these years, and it came back to me. And, you know, I said it to one of my relatives that I realized was really against me. And this person just looked down, didn't even respond. And this person's a part of my family, right, who's been around all of us. So the thing about it is, I know what I heard my brother say, but I didn't really know the meaning. And my relative that's older, my brother Mike's about 5 years older than me, so my older relative said nothing, just looked down. What does that tell me? That tells me that she knows. And she held it from me all these years. And it's just, I don't know, it's heart-wrenching in a way, but it was destined to happen that way. My sister Terry, she's passed away now, but there was a situation, and I don't really want to get into it, but I'll just tell you that she told me I had these powers, and I'm like, what powers? You got all the powers, because she was the family like psychic, and she was the family tarot reader, and she could read palms, and but she also, before she passed away, she told me a few things regarding the Bible that has kept me on track. So everybody's here to play a role. Everybody's here. The bigger scheme of it all is to take the steps to change the world for better. And it takes a certain amount of courage and a certain amount of knowing in your heart what your path is. So it's so important for you to find your path, and don't let anybody stop you. I've had people try to tell me, oh, it's about the devil. The tarot's about the devil. Blah, 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 blah. My sister, she didn't want me to know, because then I would realize things that she's held back from me. And, well, basically my whole family held back from me, the ones that knew. If my brother Mike's 5 years older than me, everybody from there up knew, but they never shared it with me all these years to hold me back. But I still love them unconditional. I just have to love them at a distance. So always have love on the forefront, okay? It's so much easier to let go and accept when you have love on the forefront. Okay, the next card we have for you is emotional withdrawal. So sometimes we have to get into a meditative state and try to balance out, I'm doing plan A, and plan A is affecting, this person and that person, and, kind of thing. That's what I think about when I see this card. And to me, it's about putting yourself first, going through the thought process. But let's see what it says. This card represents moving away or withdrawing from a current situation in your life, whether it's an old love, a relationship, or leaving behind what once was familiar in search of new horizons or beginnings. On a physical level, it's easy to get caught up in the materialistic world, but it's just as important to retreat from the outside world to enable you to pause, reflect, and heal. Schedule some alone time so you can commune with your soul and give the power of spirit the opportunity to restore your energy level, giving you the vitality to move forward in a positive direction. The number 8 represents infinity, passion, control, and power. This is your time. Use this opportunity to tap into your heart and soul in order to find the courage and strength to continue your journey into that wonderful, undiscovered territory. Next, we have your destiny. So, if you have an inkling of what your destiny is, of course you're going to feel this, because you're going to realize that the people who are not on your spiritual level, who don't choose to learn more about themselves and change up, right? You realize that you probably have to leave them behind. Sometimes God wants you to walk the path alone for a bit. I've got divorced in December 2019, and although I've had people in my life, they're periodic people. Just some I will always hold. I mean, really all of them I'll always hold close to, but I just know that they're not meant to understand what my path is, so I have to accept that. Okay, 10, destiny. Good luck and fortune are now in your favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. Life ebbs and flows in its natural journey, and the destiny card signifies that good karma has come full circle. Lady Luck is pointing directly at you. What you sowed, you're about to reap. Open up to your heart and accept and receive what you've earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is a time to allow your problems to be replaced by solutions. Believe in destiny as you learn to let go of old issues. You're being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom from the past, enabling you to move steadily forward in a positive direction, holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life. That's the key. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. With this card, take advantage of all opportunities. Act now, take responsibility for your actions, and enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Do not always rely on luck, however, for the wheel most definitely will turn again. Okay. So next, we have moving on. So for someone out there, you made a decision. Or someone in your life has made a decision. But I think that's you, whoever's viewing this, if it resonates. Okay. Again, anytime I do any reading, like all the other readers, it's for you or it's not for you. Put it in its right perspective on what's going on with your life. Okay. It says you are about to embark on a much needed journey to leave the past behind. This card lets you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it signifies that the end of the it signifies that time has arrived in which a difficult cycle in your life is coming to an end. In the traditional tarot, this card also implies traveling or going forward, involving crossing water or even moving abroad. Calmer waters are ahead, and with all the lessons you've learned from past experiences, you're approaching this period, having grown, and you're so much stronger for it. The healing process is underway, and now you can set your goals, desires, and objectives to secure a more positive and successful future. Because your mind is more settled and less worried, synchronistic events will bring the right conditions and introduce people into your life for your highest good. So someone must have been praying and asking God for a change. And God's answering, right? He's giving you the strength to do what you need to do for yourself, the encouragement, the integrity. You know, a person with no integrity, you can't really count on them, right? Like, your word has to be your word in life, because if you dirty your word up or your name, people they'll remember that forever. For some reason, people don't want to think about the good things you've done. They only want to talk about the bad things you've done. And what you did 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you're not the same person you were. There must have been some changes along the way, right? Okay. Partnership and alliance, number 3. The meaning of this card denotes that you are now starting to see the fruits of your labor take seed and blossom. There may still be a lot to do, but watch out for synchronicities which could bring opportunities to form connections or unexpected alliances that may create something new. These could assist you in gathering resources for future projects. With all partnerships, always remember that there has to be an even exchange of energy. If you give too much, whereas your partner gives too little, it will leave you feeling energetically drained and cause potential disharmony in the union. There must be overall balance within the alliance in order for it to work and blend together for optimum results. This card reminds you that success comes in many forms, even from the most unlikely sources. Have an open mind when listening to others. So now this is just my opinion. If one stays at home and the other one is out there earning the money, the one that's earning the money should be able to come to a home that feels comfortable to them, that they can release all their work stuff and just be at peace in their home and have like peaceful discussions, have a good meal, maybe run the bath for him or her, just make sure the house is pleasant, right? And if they're both working, then they both have to share the chores, and they both have to be okay with like taking up the slack, because someone might only be at 40%, which means the other one has to do 60, and then the next week that person might have to reverse roles. But as long as you stay in communication and you tell your brutal truth, and brutal truth doesn't mean it has to be nasty, just your raw truth, and if you both have that understanding and you both are speaking to each other with respect, there's no reason why it shouldn't work, okay? But it does take work. Okay, so the next card we have is the heart chakra. The color is green, the sound is yam, the element is air, the gland is thymus. Keywords: I love. Parallel to the heart, this chakra represents unconditional love, compassion, harmony, relationships, and healing. It's believed to be the link between your mind, body, and soul. Balancing this area may take a while, but you should allow all the time that you need so the healing energy can get through and flow freely. By loving yourself and others, as well as learning forgiveness, you'll become more attuned with spirit. Okay. Next is spiritual strength. I believe that your spirit, to have spiritual strength, right, that comes first. Because when you decide what's best for you and you're communicating with your higher self, you will not let anyone take away how you feel as dismissive, let's just say. Having the spiritual strength will give you your body and your mind to act in accordance with your spiritual strength. So if your spiritual strength is strong and then someone comes up to you and tries to tell you something different about how you feel, you're automatically going to use your body, right? Because you're going to be speaking. Your mind's communicating, saying, no, you got me all wrong. Okay, something like that. So that's a little bit of a way to describe that. and how important it is. That's how I believe. So if it doesn't resonate, I'm sorry. Just you can figure it out how it fits in your story. This card is coming forth to give you encouragement and remind you that you have the inner strength to complete whatever you've been working on. The final Spirit card represents courage, discipline, stability, and persistence. You may be tired or weary from the struggle, but now is not the time to give in. Instead, tap into all of your inner reserves for that one final push to achieve that desired outcome. You've been through so much to get to this point, and even though you may have acquired some scars from the battle, you're wiser and stronger for it. The enlightenment you've gained will be an invaluable resource. You may also notice that you are experimenting with different things in your life at this time. All of these experiences feed your spirit and offer you knowledge for the future. Okay, the next card we have is patience and planning. Okay, I have to take a sip of my coffee real quick. Patience and planning. Good things come to those who wait. This card signifies the qualities of patience and letting go of control. You should now pause, rest, assess, and rethink what's in front of you before continuing. The number 7 physical card reminds you to evaluate the goals that you are seeking, your finances, and even your relationships. Take the time to review each area one by one, for there's no rush when you're planning for a successful future. As you pause during this period, notice what has worked well for you in the past, not what you or others believe to be true, but in actual positive experiences. While you're at this reflecting stage, you can stand back and plan how you're going to handle potentially difficult, complex decisions and situations that may arise in the future. Next, suffering in silence. Is this you? Do you still need more healing? You don't have to do it alone, or it could be someone close to you or someone you know. Okay, and it's a 9 card. So you're almost at the completion of feeling this way if this is for you. Okay, the number 9 denotes completion. Are you finally ready to let go of those limiting negative beliefs, or are you allowing the issues in your life to become bigger than they really are? Your mind has been doing quite a job on you lately, and even your dreams may be trying to get your attention. When you learn to let go of the worry, despair, and sense of hopelessness, a positive new way or path will be shown to you. This card follows, this card follows trapped in fear, number 8. When your fears are not confronted, your mental anguish will continue. This is a reminder to take action and trust that your soul and the power of spirit will grasp you firmly by the hand and guide you. But you must take the first step toward healing and let go of mental distress. Do not suffer in silence. Reach out for the help that's available. Okay, heartache and loss. So it seems like someone has a fear of if they move forward, then if things don't work out, that you will have heartache and loss, or more heartache and loss, right? If you're already suffering from that. So you have to really take the time to think about where you're going, what you're doing, how you're going to get there, and then pray about it and have faith. And then, you know, maybe you need more healing so you can do what it is that's going to make you happy. And the other thing too is when you're always a giver, when you're always giving and just happy to just give to those people around you, those people in your life, and I shouldn't say those, the people in your life, when you've been disappointed, but you still give, it's really hard to let it go. You know, it's hard because you're thinking, I never really wanted anything in return. I just wanted to feel happy, and I felt happy for the moment. But then what now? That was for me. So if it resonates for you, we just have to move forward and think about ourselves, right? And it's not being selfish. People will tell you, oh, you want to change this and you want to change that, and I'm not going to be that close to you, or you're moving, you know, to Asia, you know, whatever it is, you know, you have to really think about what makes you happy, because only when you are truly happy can you share happiness with others. Only when you truly love yourself can you really share love with others. Everything else is like superficial. It's like forced. It's like, oh, I have to give. I have to give. I have to give to receive. You should never have to give to receive. You should. It should be like you give because you want to give, and in return, the person you're giving to wants to give back to you. Right? That's how it should be. It's not forced. So if this is you and I'm saying what you need to hear, okay, I'm saying it. If it's not for you, just disregard it. All right, heartache and loss. The meaning of this card revolves around disappointment, sorrow, and separation, which can cause upheaval and distress. It takes all the strength you have at this moment in order to move past the pain and heal your heart. The love that has been given to another should now be focused on you. Although you might look at this card as being negative, it can act as a tremendous catalyst encouraging you to move on. The painful experiences of your life are just as valuable as the joyous ones. You may not appreciate the sentiment at this challenging time, but life does have a way of pushing you forward, even though you may not always know the final destination. As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past, but use your strong mental control to deal with your emotions. Have faith in knowing that you will get through this. Okay, your next card is your intuition. Major Arcana. We're 58 minutes in. Let's see, 2. And then afterwards I'll go through the numbers, and then we'll see if there's anything worth Googling for the angel number card. Intuition is the language of the soul. When this card shows up in a reading, it's a clear message that it's time for you to use your intuition. Just give it a chance and you'll quickly notice how it might be trying to get your attention. With so much information in the world vying for your every thought, it's easy to ignore and fail to acknowledge your insights. Synchronicities and so-called coincidences are powerful signs that intuition is knocking on your door. Have you heard a phrase or saying repeated by more than one person today? Do the same numbers keep showing up in your life? Has someone mentioned the name of a specific individual whom you were just thinking of? These are all signals for you to pause, be open, and pay attention. This is a perfect time to seek the answers from within. Turn inward, where you'll find the solutions and valuable insights that are waiting to assist you. When you learn to use and trust your intuition, you'll begin to have a sense of not only the right timing, but you'll also begin to perceive people and situations with a deeper and more discerning eye. You'll not only observe beneath and beyond what's actually in front of you, you will see the real deal. This is the High Priestess card. Triumph Success is your next card, and it's a 1. And everybody knows 1 is a beginning, right? A new beginning. Let's see. My husband and I just divorced from, we worked together. Well, it's a long story how we started working together, but we were doing remodels and stuff. And every day I'd get in the truck and I'd say, today's a new day. Let's make the best of it. And I really did that for years, and then I stopped saying it. And he asked me, why did you stop saying that? I sort of laughed just like that. I was like, why should I keep saying it? Or keep saying it to make a positive change in our day, and you keep just doing things just to irk me. And it was like, he was like narcissistic, right? Because people will give you opposite of what you're asking for, and still try to hold on to you. But yeah, I said, why keep saying it? It doesn't work with you, you know? So no, I'm done talking about any day being a good day. Pretty much like with him. Anyways, we were together for a long time, so it's like 18 years. So, you know, sometimes we just have to end things. And I was really blessed to have known him and had him in my life through all the bad situations that came about. I always loved him, you know. And separating, I always wished him well, and I still do. But he's just not for me, and I'm not for him. Okay, Triumphant Success. The first of the mental cards signifies that new beginnings and exciting challenges may be before you. By utilizing your strength, willpower, determination, and focus, there's the potential for you to reign triumph in many areas of your life. In traditional tarot, this card represents the Ace of Swords, and since the sword is double-sided, it can cut through all the barriers that hold you back if it's done constructively and with precision. Remember that there's another side to the blade. If you're rash or use it in a destructive way, it could be harmful to yourself or others. Always pause and think before you act. This card is a reminder to vanquish negative thoughts from your mind, strengthen and tap into your mental powers, and use clarity with control in order to initiate new ways of thinking. So in this world, you know, when we go to school and stuff like that, and we listen to the news, it's all mind control. You know, it's all, I call it like false propaganda. You know, like when we were running out of toilet paper and it started riots. That was like a crazy thing. Like as soon as they say there's no more eggs, everyone's running to the store to buy all the eggs they can. Okay, the light. This card reassures you that this is your time to be in the light. No matter what's happening around you, prosperity and bliss are promised. The qualities of this brilliant card are pleasure, happiness, contentment, growth, success, joy, and illumination. The light always brings forth new birth, a constant renewal of life. This is one of the best, if not the most positive cards in the deck, and it's yours. This is now your moment to shine. The radiance from within will be there for all to see as people become attracted to the rays of your spiritual light, and by being compassionate, generous, inspiring, and a leader, many will benefit as they feel the warmth emanating from you. By discerning but also be open to whatever or whomever you're attracting, for your rays reach far and wide. The light card reminds you that because of its power, nothing remains in the dark. Through its illumination, truth and certain paths before you begin to emerge and can be surely seen. Using the energy of positive thoughts and continually thinking about the happiest and most joyful of memories will light the path before you even more brightly and attract exactly what you're emanating. Keep on shining. That's the sun. And the last card we have, stand your ground. This actually should be the first card of every reading, right? Stand your ground. But it's good to end it that way too. That's the last card. This card comes at a time when you're being tested and challenged. There may be fierce competition and potential rivals surrounding you in your personal or business life. But know that you have the strength and inner courage to stand your ground, no matter how hard or formidable things may appear. Do not surrender or give up the control you have. Be brave and stay true to your core life values and belief system, which are your best allies and will help you move forward. It's important to remain clear and focused, for you may have to stand alone and defend your convictions to the end. Maintain your health, stay strong, so that you have an ample supply of energy to endure anything, as this could be a long and arduous yet ultimately hard-won victory. Congratulations! You're finding your path. So happy for you. Okay, so let's get with the numbers. Let's see. So you know my grandma, she was such an inspiration to me. And I really love the fact that their house is just a block and a half away. And beyond that is an old rodeo. And when I was a kid, it was really alive. And we used to go down there and watch the people and the horses, you know, do the barrel racing and stuff. And I used to love seeing all the beautiful horses, and they would do things with their tails and braid their side mane or whatever that is called. And they had like fancy stirrups. They really dressed those horses up, you know. And it was something to do. I think it usually happened on Saturdays. And one of my cousins, God bless her heart, she's not with us anymore. She died about, well, I think this year is 10 years ago. And her parents bought all the kids' horses, but she was the one that they took around, and she did the barrel racing. And she had a connection with the animals. And when I was like, it was up to like 6th grade, but I used to spend summers with my aunt and uncle, and they had one daughter and 2 sons. So I was the same age as the daughter, and they bought a horse. We used to have to walk across town in Santa Maria. For being like, you know, like 12 years old, it was a long walk. Sometimes Auntie would take us, but they had a horse. His name was Pancho, and she could do rodeo tricks. You know, she rode him bareback, but she could hop to each side as the horse was galloping. And that horse really loved her. He was a good horse. Okay, so let's get to the numbers. We have 1, 1. Let's see. We have 3 2s. So someone in another reading was talking about if you see 2, 2, 2. So we can Google that. We have 3, 3. Oh. Then we have 4, 4, 4. We have 6, 6. We have 7, 7. 1, 8. Oh, 3 9s. So we do 2s, 4s, and 9s. And then we have 10, 11, 12. 2s, 4s, and 9s. Let's see what the angels want us to know. Okay. We have 2, 2, 2. 222 angel numbers signifies good fortune in finances, relationships, and career, as well as a reminder to work towards your soul purpose. It says this number is often associated with the moon and receiving multiple sources of income. For singles, it is considered as a sign that true love is coming or that a soulmate is near. So, on this journey, the readers would say, oh, you're going to be traveling. And I was in Hawaii then, and it was like, traveling, where am I going? So traveling could be as simple as going for a walk, right? You're traveling. So once I started realizing that the readings were resonating with me more than I knew, right? It just made me feel so comfortable and so with the people who were reading. It made me feel really comfortable and confident that they were telling me right. Okay, so the next one was 444, right? All right. Angel number. Okay. Angel number 444 conveys a powerful message of love, support, and guidance from your angels. It serves as a reminder that you are on the right path and your angels are by your side, offering their unwavering support. The number 4 symbolizes stability, security, and a strong foundation. So, regarding angels being around you, okay. So what I've experienced was I have the authority to speak to people in a manner of what is necessary. So when I was living in Hawaii, I met this homeless girl, and I was walking to the store like twice a week to get groceries because I didn't want to pay for a cab, and plus I got the exercise. So I noticed her on a blanket every day that I was going to the store. She was sitting on a blanket. So the first couple times I saw her, and I thought, oh wow, she's just like hanging out reading a book on a blanket. Like, how cool is that? Because I never do that. And it turned out she had the Bible. I realized it was the Bible. So then after about the 4th time of me walking by, and then we started smiling at each other, and saying hello and stuff. And I started talking to her. I realized she was homeless. And then one day she's standing next to me, and she's talking to me, and she's like, see that guy over there? And granted, this lady was a few years older than me, maybe like 2 or 3. So she was like close to 60 at the time. And I said, yeah. And this guy was young, like in his 30s, early 30s, or very, when you're homeless and you got to get from point A to point B, you really, he was like, his physique was very much in line with like a surfer. Anyway, so she's like, see that guy over there? I was like, yeah. And he saw us both looking at him, so he knew we were talking about him. And she's like, at night when I have my tent and I'm in there, he comes kicking at me saying he wants me to have sex with him. And she's like, I'm really scared. And so he came up, and he was like right close to us, and she was like really timid, and she's like, oh, do you mind we're talking? And it's like the Holy Ghost came in me, and I had this deep breath. And I told him, I said, you go that way. And I started pointing away, and he was looking at me. And I said, go. You don't need to be here with us. Go that way. And he sort of kind of leaned back, like, who is this person, telling me what to do? But he never talked back to me. I said, go. And he left. And, I just told her that, if someone's bothering you, I'd help her out. But she didn't feel comfortable with. I asked her if she wanted to come and sleep on the floor inside my house, my apartment. But God gives you the authority, right? And it's the Holy Spirit that comes in you and tells you what to say. It gives you the power, right? It's true. So, what was I doing? Oh, I got to do 999 still. Okay. 999 signifies completion and new beginnings. It urges trust in the process of life, bring closure to relationships and careers, and encourages reflection and growth. Embrace change, practice non-resistance, and remain open-hearted. Those are the keys to moving forward. Okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed my little side stories. They are really, they're true. I didn't make them up. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found value. I hope you are on your path. I hope you will continue watching my videos. And I'm sure there's many others that you really enjoyed too. I thank you for everything. I'm sending you love, light, joy, happiness, healing, harmony. All right, we'll see you the next time. God bless, aloha, and please like, share, and subscribe, and put in some comments so I can get pumped up for the next video. Bye-bye.